Hello. Yeah, there is. Hello, hello. Oh, John messaged and I forgot to read the message. Yep. Good. There we go. Just frustrated today, John. We're good. And I can't see through my glasses, which is not good. So, give me just a sec. I have got to wash my lens cloth soon, because I think that's half the problem. More than half. There we go. Ugh. And there we go. That's done. Glasses case goes where it belongs. All right, and then... Oh, I forgot to tell you which earrings I was going to wear today. Planchettes. Lipstick next. Oh, I have been trying to get myself ready for this since like noon. Thought I could do like 3 things all at the same time. Failed miserably. This, well, that is actually an irritation. It's a nice little lump. And that just, I probably rubbed myself. My MCAS is not happy with me right now. And so I'm having some minor skin irritations. MCAS is mast cell activation syndrome, and it's one of the unholy trinity with postural orthostatic tachycardia, hi, I'm a Potsy, and Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, which we're not sure if I have that or not. What am I frustrated about? My own inability to keep my brain on one task. Honestly. Oh no. Crap. My door is shut tight and it's getting warm in here. So yeah, I'm just having a great day. And on top of everything else, I ran out of creamer this morning. So I did the smart thing, put an order in to have groceries delivered, and I had the option of having them delivered 20 minutes ago. Oh no, your order is running late. So my coffee sucks this morning. Can't get more. But the good news with that is those are at my feet. I'm cranky and frustrated. It's the day before the holiday. Although, at least last night I made a pretty decent dinner, so yay. I also feel like I'm forgetting something important, but who the hell knows? Aren't these great? I spent a few hours last night fixing the earrings that I have made, that I've been making. Go ahead, Andrea. Good news is always good. Boop. There we go. Oh, that might be a little short, but that's okay. Hey, Joram. Yeah, we all deal with lots of morons who don't approve of us. So what's up, Andrea? I think Andrea's typing at the moment, so I will let her type. I cannot move this thing without making it ding. I am a klutz. All right. Yep. And there's a Tookers. Tookers is back in the office. I took meds. Okay, oh, that needs to move too. All right. Yay! I hope you enjoy reading that. And as the comments are saying, please be mindful of the energy you bring into this space. All right. Good, John. I'm glad to hear that. Oh. I want a necklace. Yay! Oh, that is awesome. Isn't it always such a good feeling when you're able to do something on your own for the first time? I have been there so many times. You know what? I am going to put this on today. So, let me get my necklace on, and then I'll show you guys what earrings I'm wearing today. Oh, that's right. Okay, there we go. All right. All right, I'm going to say Please, please, please be respectful of the energy you bring into my space and be respectful in my chat, because if you are not, Arnold and the mods will be finding you with the ban hammer.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Yay. Now that we've done that and yawned, obviously, Witchy Mama needs more coffee. It's cold. Warmer's on now, but I forgot to turn the warmer on under it to start with. C'est la vie, life goes on. All right, y'all. I swear, it's kind of a cross between Monday and Friday right now. Hoy. Let's see. I'm so happy that Andrea's dryer is running again. That is fantabulous news. Oh, haha, I think he's referring to Arnold. Oh. Yeah, we have Monday 2.0 on a regular basis in this house. Huh. Oh, I got fixed puppy. Come here, puppy. Oh, don't that way, Daddy. There we go. There it is. That is fabulous, Andrea. Oh my gosh. I am so happy to hear that. Especially the brain actually staying organized part. That is always fun. All right. Squidgy, squidgy. All right, y'all. Today, my friends, we're breaking stale routines, choosing companions who nourish our spirit, and inviting the grounding blessings of Minakoya. Our moment of Zen reflects on death poetry, those final luminous words that remind us how fleeting and precious life truly is. Stick around and see what wisdom rises for you guys. Namaste, Witchlings. Welcome, welcome, welcome one and all to Daily Divinations and Self-Care. This is where magic meets mindfulness, where we weave together the sacred spiral flow, honoring the day, listening to the cards, and caring for ourselves along the way. And apparently have an asthma attack on screen. So, welcome back, or if you are new here, hey, hi, hello, and welcome. Each day we flow with the sacred spiral, and I am Di, your favorite yoga witch and guide through it. So let's go step into today's spiral together. That means go grab your favorite crystal. I want amethyst, but I'm not finding. There it is. I'm grabbing amethyst. Light your candle or your incense. Cozy up with your coffee, tea, or whatever brew fills your mug this afternoon. And let's step into today's spiral of wisdom and self-care together. Let's not forget to do the whole like, share, and subscribe thing. It helps our Witchling circle grow and keeps our daily spiral turning. Oh, and then, hey, Witchlings, guess what? Ah! we have hit the first tier of monetization, and you can now join us as a Witchling member. Yay! When you join, you'll unlock all kinds of goodies. You'll get access to our private Discord community, custom emojis of the critters and yours truly, priority responses to your comments, early access to new videos, members-only content, plus exclusive chats and live streams just for our circle. Your membership helps me keep creating all of this magic, and it lets us stay connected in deeper, more meaningful ways. So, if you feel called to support the channel and you can afford it, and you would like to step a little closer into the coven, tap that join button and come on in, y'all. We do not have a birthday today. Bummer. So, we do have a couple of reasons to light our candle today, though. We are lighting our candle today for Raven, who is post-op recovery, Cat manager whose baby is in the NICU, and all of us with loved ones dealing with really tough situations. And we are also, I hate this because it comes later, we are also lighting our candle for the families of the two Virginia, I believe, Virginia National Guard members who were shot and killed in D.C. within the last few hours. Yes. I walked in. Okay, so filling you guys, I saw the article. He's watching the news. I came in here and looked it up. They have passed. So, as I light our flame, may our light be a beacon of hope in the darkness for those stumbling and lost along the way. We are also holding this light for survivors and victims and the families thereof of gun violence here in the United States, and we are remembering them in this circle. With the lighting of our candle, our sacred circle is now closed, and we invite the ancestors to be with us here today. And again, don't forget to do the whole like, share, and subscribe thing. That's where it belongs now. That goes there. All right. There we go. Pop that back where it belongs because I just knocked. All right. So, y'all gotta see these. They're so cute. All right. So, a description. They are a pink Ouija board or spirit board planchette with yes, no, goodbye, a full moon, and 2 crescent moons, and an all-seeing eye. That is my earring for today. And they are pinned in the stream here. Handmade by yours truly. I've been having so much fun. All right. I do not disagree with you, Andrea. I hate the fact that it happened, but we're expecting, I will be honest, we are expecting for the fascist Cheeto to come out and rant against the violent left. I'm going to roll with laughter, not over the fact that these people have been unalived, but when it comes out who it actually was. All right. John says he has his final assessment for his tarot course. Gonna do what he normally does, although it makes his life difficult. He's going to ask someone else to select the decks and cards. It makes it more honest. He feels it makes it more honest and real. I like that. Typically, when I am at an event, I usually have at least 2 decks with me, just in case someone doesn't want the deck I'm using. So that is a very good idea, and I agree. It makes it feel more legit. because, this deck calls to me. All right. Ow, toes. There we go. All right, now let's go bippity bop over and look and see what holidays are weaving their way through today's spiral. We have some important ones. Today is National Family Health History Day. Today encourages us to gently explore the stories written in our bodies and our bloodlines. Our health history isn't just a list of diagnoses. It's a map of resilience, patterns, strengths, and things we can lovingly pay attention to. If you're gathering with family, chosen or biological, this can be an amazing time to check in, swap stories, compare notes, or simply honor the lineage you come from. Awareness is a form of empowerment and, in its own way, an act of love. Next, this is for our Indigenous family and friends. It is National Day of Mourning. While many celebrate Thanksgiving, today is also a day of mourning and remembrance observed by Indigenous communities and allies. It's a moment to acknowledge truth, history, survival, and the ongoing strength of the Native peoples. Holding space for both gratitude and grief isn't contradictory, it's human. Today invites us to listen, learn, uplift Indigenous voices, and approach the day with respect, compassion, and awareness. It is also Pins and Needles Day, which is a quirky little observance with some fun origins, originally linked to the 1930s Garment Workers Union musical Pins and Needles. Now, it's a day that celebrates creativity, craft, and the joy of making something with your own two hands. If you sew, knit, crochet, embroider, or dabble in fiber arts, take a moment today to celebrate that magic. There is something deeply grounding about creating stitch by stitch, especially during a chaotic holiday week. I need to get my crocheting out again. Those are our holidays, my loves. What do you think? Which of today's, technically tomorrow, but which of today's holidays are you guys most curious about? I'm curious. Well, that figures. Oh well, it wasn't horrible, so we'll live. He's commenting on the fact that he forgot to swap the camera back. Okay. So, let's check in with the chat and see what people are saying today or at the moment. Bonk. Yes. How long ago did you return everything and get the refund? Because it takes 3 days to post it and then 3 more days to return it. Trust me, we're dealing with some similar stuff here. I forgot to cancel a Chewy order ahead of time and oopsied. So I got to call them and say I goofed it or message them. Chewy's awesome about stuff like that, though. Yep. That's the effed up part. I want to rant about Social Security when we get done with the show today. Because, yeah. I hear you both. Yes, Portuguese is very similar to French. It's kind of a... So Joram is in the other chat and says, Portuguese can let to sound almost French. Yes, they do sound a lot alike. Portuguese, I swear to God, the Portuguese language is almost as if Spanish and French had a baby. Just a thought. All right. All right. So, my darlings, my dears, my lovely witchlings, let's bippity bop and see what the cards have to say. Today we have the Oracle. When the signs don't add up, your worth becomes impossible to ignore. You're calling in someone who shows up with real devotion. Stick around for the full reading to learn more and drop a comment about what resonates. We're going to start with... No, it didn't sound right. Should we try that again? Yeah, my brain... My brain decided to buffer while I was reading. All right, let's try this again. When the signs don't add up, your worth becomes impossible to ignore. You're calling in someone who shows up with real devotion. Stick around for the full reading to learn more and drop a comment about what resonates, y'all. We start with inconsistencies. Next, someone better. Last but not least, we have commitment. All right, and what do these three cards tell us all together? Let's see. Because of the inconsistencies that keep revealing themselves, I'm finally honoring my own truth. I'm recognizing that I truly deserve someone better, someone who shows up heart first with steady presence and devotion. I'm ready for real commitment, the kind that grows a shared life rooted in trust, alignment, and genuine partnership. So that's the Oracle. Oh my gosh. Yep. My brain's doing brainy things again. All right, now let's see what the tarot cards have to tell us. I can talk. Really, I can. There's tension in the air, a need to trust your own magic, and an overlooked opportunity waiting for you to notice it. Stay for the full reading to hear more, and let me know what resonates for you. Starting with the Queen of Swords reversed. This is a bitter person with feminine energy, a lack of trust, or emotional peace. Followed by the Seven of Swords reversed. Son of a sea biscuit. I goofed it. All right. Son of a bitch. I goofed because, no, it's not. Not at all. This is going to change the entire thing. This is a return of something lost or taken and a resolution of conflict. So, Seven of Swords reversed. I goofed, y'all. I goofed badly because when I looked at the card and the notes from yesterday was the Seven of Rods reversed. And my brain said, oh, it's the same card. I'm such a dumbass. So, bear with me for just a minute while I redo my freaking notes. Because I'm a dumbass. Give me the mouse. Give me for a sec. I'll get it. Okay. Yeah, it changes everything. I know. Because I'm a dumbass. Okay. We're going to take a brief minute here while I fix what I screwed up this morning, so please bear with me. Take two. All right, namaste, witchlings. See, I can't pick the damn thing up without ringing it. All right. I'm having a day. All right, let's try this again, shall we? Take two. Y'all are awesome. Thank you so much for being patient. All right, here we go again. Namaste, my witchlings. Today's spiral invites you to reclaim your worth, clear out the stagnant energy, and open your heart to the opportunities you've been overlooking. We'll dive into love, healing, and the power of choosing yourself. Settle in, witchlings. This one's big. Namaste, witchlings. Welcome, 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 one and all, to Di's Daily Divinations and Self-Care. This is where magic meets mindfulness, where we weave together the sacred spiral flow, honoring the day, listening to the cards, and caring for ourselves along the way. So, welcome back to my channel, or if you are new here, hey, hi, hello, and welcome. Each day we flow with the sacred spiral. I am Di, your favorite yoga witch, and guide through it. So let's go step into today's spiral together. That means go grab your favorite crystal. I am playing with amethyst today. Light your candle or incense. Cozy up with your coffee, tea, or whatever brew fills your mug today, and let's step into today's spiral of wisdom and self-care together. Don't forget to do the whole like, share, and subscribe thing. It helps keep our Witchling circle growing and keeps the daily spiral turning. Oh, hey, witchlings. I have got some seriously exciting news, y'all. Our YouTube channel is officially to the first tier of monetization. Yay! And that means you can now join as a witchling member. When you join, you will get all kinds of goodies, access to our private Discord server, custom emojis of the critters and yours truly, priority responses to your comments, early access to new videos, members-only content, and exclusive chats and live streams just for our circle. Your membership helps keep me creating all this magic, and it lets us stay connected in deeper, more meaningful ways. So, if you feel called to support the channel and you can afford it, and you'd like to step a little closer into this coven, please tap that join button and come on in. And then we have dietheyogawitch.shop is my shop. And check out the cute little earrings. They are spirit board planchettes that have yes and no under crescent moons, goodbye under the all-seeing eye, a full moon, and what are the decorations around it? I think bats. Just black stuff. So, these are handmade by yours truly, and they are available in the shop. I have been having so much fun making jewelry. Yes. So, no birthday today, but we do have people. We are lighting our candle for my loves. We have Raven, who is post-operative. They had surgery Monday morning. Then we have Will, who is still recovering from his surgery. Kat's manager has a baby in the NICU, and we have witchlings and their loved ones who are dealing with some really tough situations. We are lighting our candle for them today. May things get better, including your bodies. As I light this flame, may our light be a beacon of hope in the darkness for those stumbling and lost along the way. We are also holding this light for survivors of gun violence here in the United States. Remember, including those lives lost in D.C. this morning with the National Guard. We are remembering them in this circle. With the lighting of our candle, our sacred circle is now closed, and we invite the ancestors to join us here today. I'm not going to rant. I'm not going to rant. Not yet. Not going to rant yet. Okay, that goes where it belongs. All right, y'all. Hello, hello. Let's... Isn't it for... Oh, the crescent moon with crystals? Yes. I have, like, at least one more set that I can make a pair of earrings out of those. And then I got to figure out matching sets, because this witch likes her matching sets. I have moved to Dr. Pepper because, oh, I mean... Here's the crescent moons with the crystals. I have the most creative way of displaying my earrings. Okay. This is the pair of earrings that Will is saying he likes. Dum, dum, dum. I think they are really cool, though. That is a really cute earring with the little mushies and the crystals. But I love this. It's just such a creative and easy way to display it. Dollar Tree hacks, yes. All right, ta-da-ta-ta. Yeah, Betty Brew. The Betty Brew is so freaking cute. Oh my gosh, you guys. So, this set of charms was just too freaking adorable. Check out the Betty Brew. It's a little bat in a potion bottle. Ah, that's closed with crystals. They're so cute. It's all good. It's all good. Ha, that worked better than I anticipated. And there's nobody in there. Good. All right. So, if you're in the shorts feed, those may pop up in the lower corner of your screen. We're not sure yet. We're trying to figure this out. This is all new to us. Oh, lower right corner, I'm being reminded. Upper right corner. Brain is not braining. I swear. I think great. All right, y'all. Let's take a peek at the holidays that are weaving their way through the spiral of today. We have an important one. National Family Health History Day. Today encourages us to gently explore the stories written in our bodies and our bloodlines. Our health history isn't just a list of diagnoses. It's a map of resilience, patterns, strengths, and things that we can lovingly pay attention to. If you're gathering with family, be it chosen or biological, this can be an amazing moment to check in, swap stories, compare notes, or simply honor the lineage from whence you came. Awareness is a form of empowerment and, in its own way, an act of love. It is also National Day of Mourning. While many celebrate Thanksgiving, today is also a day of mourning and remembrance observed by Indigenous communities and allies. It's a moment to acknowledge truth, history, survival, and the ongoing strength of Native peoples. Holding space for both gratitude and grief is not contradictory, it is human. Today invites us to listen, learn, uplift Indigenous voices, and approach the day with respect, compassion, and awareness. Finally, it is Pins and Needles Day. A quirky little observance with some fun origins. Originally linked to the 1930s Garment Workers Union musical Pins and Needles. Now it's a day that celebrates creativity, craft, and the joy of making something with your own two hands. If you sew, knit, crochet, embroider, or dabble in the fiber arts, take a moment to celebrate that magic. There is something deeply grounding about creating stitch by stitch, especially during a chaotic holiday week. I need to get my crocheting back out. Those are our holidays, my loves. Well, hello, Wednesday. Melissa has snow. Yeah. Upper right. Oh, okay, awesome. Good to hear that. Thank you. My brain, Man Behind the Curtain is in my ear, and he was saying upper, but my brain would not let go of lower. Hey, Lucky, haven't seen you in a bit. We actually, Andrea Stevens Pass here in Washington was closed yesterday because of snowy, accidents caused by the snow. And then I believe Snoqualmie Pass is also, on the verge of being closed because we have idiots who don't know how to drive in the snow. You would think, but no. Oh, no restrictions. Barren wet is the current status of Snoqualmie Pass. And it's lightly raining. Thank the gods. Oh, there is snow on the sides of the road. That doesn't surprise me. It's that time of year. Yeah, you haven't been here in a while. But that's okay. You came back. That's what matters. How you doing, Lucky? You got lucky that we ended up having to restart the show because this witch goofed her notes up badly. Good to hear. Hey, Isabella. Yeah, I hear you, Andrea. I miss driving, though. I want my car back. I want my car back. Anyway, shall we move on and see what the cards have in store for us now that I fixed it? When the signs don't add up, your worth becomes impossible to ignore. You're calling in someone who shows up with real devotion. Stick around for the full reading to learn more and drop a comment about what resonates, my loves. We start with inconsistencies, followed by someone better. Last but not least, we have a commitment. Let's see what they say all together. Let's see. So, because of the inconsistencies that keep revealing themselves, I'm finally honoring my own worth. I'm recognizing that I truly deserve someone better, someone who shows up heart first with steady presence and devotion. I'm ready for that real commitment, the kind that grows a shared life rooted in trust, alignment, and genuine partnership. That's the Oracle. Let's see what the Tarot has to say. There's tension in the air, a need to trust your own magic, and an overlooked opportunity just waiting for you to notice it. Stay for the full reading to hear more and tell me what resonates for you. We have Queen of Swords reversed. a bitter person with feminine energy and a lack of trust or emotional peace. Next, we have the Seven of Swords reversed. Return of something lost or taken and a resolution of conflicts. Followed by the Four of Cups. Four of Cups brings disappointment, unrecognized opportunity. And what do these three cards say altogether? The Queen of Swords reversed shows up today whispering that someone with strong feminine energy may be moving from a place of bitterness or distrust. The Seven of Swords reversed brings a little hope, hinting that what was lost is making its way back home and old tensions can finally ease. And the Four of Cups reminds you that disappointment may be clouding your view, but there's an opportunity or an overlooked opportunity just waiting for you to notice it. Okay, what do you guys think? Let me know. That's our oracle or tarot. Monday 3.0. I'm caffeinating. And now, let's weave together the oracle and tarot into one sacred spiral, my witchlings. A single thread of guidance winding through every single card. Whew. You are stepping into your worth and releasing the energies that no longer honor you. Lost clarity returns, hidden opportunities appear, and the path forward becomes wider than before. Stick around, witchlings. This reading is just getting started. Because of the inconsistencies that keep surfacing, you are finally stepping into your own worth and acknowledging that you deserve someone better. Someone who meets you with devotion, presence, and the kind of steady energy that nurtures real commitment. The Queen of Swords reversed echoes this truth, pointing to someone in your orbit whose bitterness or distrust may be draining your spirit. The Seven of Swords reversed offers reassurance, though. What was lost is finding its way back, and old conflicts are ready to be resolved. And the Four of Cups reminds you that while disappointment has been heavy, there's an unrecognized opportunity just waiting for you to lift your gaze and claim it. That, my darlings, is our reading. And now our affirmation. I honor my worth, trust my inner strength, and welcome the opportunities that are ready to rise for me. I choose alignment, clarity, and love that shows up fully. That's our reading. That's our affirmation. More caffeine. Okay. What car did I used to have? It's a 2011 Chevy Cruze. Sweet little car. I love my car, but unfortunately I drove her to death. I don't know if I broke the head or just destroyed the head gasket. Oh, it was a 2012 Cruze. Correction. I miss my car. I miss just having a car. Oh, I'm good at driving people up a wall. Will I post tomorrow? Okay. Lucky, are you here in the States? We will be here because I am doing guided meditation instead of podcast tomorrow. Yay. Thank you, darling. Turkey, ham, s'mores, yam, and mashed potatoes. Ooh. We had ham and mashed potatoes last night because we're going to play it chill and easy today. And then tomorrow it's turkey boobs. Stranger Things. Hey, Irish. When did Irish pop in? S'mores sounds so good, though. I saw the new season of Who's It, What's It. Stranger Things dropped like yesterday or sometime this week. Man Behind the Curtain watched the first, I think, 2 seasons of it. First season? Okay. That's what it is. Okay. So he watched the first season of that and The Man in the High Castle. Watched the first season of both and then just couldn't get into the second season. So, I hear you, Joram. Please don't ask me to translate what Joram is saying. I can understand what he's saying, but I can't translate it for others. Ooh. Doesn't s'mores sound good, y'all? Oh. Now I want overnight salad. Okay. Anyways. Yeah. Most likely, for those of you wondering, I'm going to give everybody an update again. I'm going to keep saying it until then. There we go. So today is Wednesday. Tomorrow is Thanksgiving. We're here today. We're not doing any evening shows this week other than tomorrow. That's true. This will be airing on Thanksgiving. Yes, I will be streaming at the normal time, Thursday evening, 4:30. However, pause. It is not going to be the Yoga Witch's Cauldron. It is going to be a guided meditation on dealing with difficult people during the holidays. And then Friday, we will not be home, so chances are there will not be a Friday night guided meditation. Saturday, we will be back, but we don't generally stream Saturdays. We might, maybe, do a members only stream. We have not decided, haven't even really talked about it much yet. And then Sunday, we will be back to normal. Oh, I am anxious. It really depends on how wiped out we are by the time we get home Friday as to what's going on Saturday. So pray for us. I also have some bonus kids coming over tomorrow so that they can have a family Thanksgiving. All right, y'all. We have Namaste. Namaste reminds us to crack a routine. We all like established routes that are familiar and efficient. The problem is when we get caught up in the same cycle, we reduce our ability to bring new things into our lives that we can learn from. Crack a routine today. It could be something as simple as how you make breakfast or get ready for work. If you want to take it up a notch, try talking to people whom you rarely engage with. See if you can cultivate a new relationship. Changing a routine can help bring new wonders into our lives and help us integrate new perspectives that allow us to learn and grow. That, my friends, is Namaste. Self-compassion. Self-compassion reminds us the company we keep. They say you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Whose positive energy can you spend more time around today? That is self-compassion. And now for my mini rant about cracking a routine. I am autistic and ADHD as fuck. If I crack a lot of my routines, shit ain't getting done. Case in point, I cracked my morning routine today and decided to do something different as I was getting ready for daily draw and putting my face on. Yeah. I ended up being later than I meant to be again. I know I can't do certain things. I have to stick to my routines, but I did it anyway. Too much is too... Okay, so Joram is saying in the landscape chat, too much is too Christian. It's only their mistaking news of being any moron cases. Global paranoia. Yes. 2 hours, 30 minutes, and 33 seconds until Stranger Things drops. Thank you, Lucky. We will be happy tomorrow. As much as I would love to cook a huge feast for the extended family. A, I don't have the kitchen space to. B, I don't have the space in my home to be able to host that many people. And 3, I don't think I have the physical energy to do it as much as I would love it. Okay, y'all. Let us go find out who today's goddess is. So, next we honor the goddess of the day, a divine presence to inspire, guide, and walk with us on today's spiral. Mina Koya, the salt goddess of the Pueblo peoples, is honored in the autumn for her gifts of cleansing, protection, and preservation, all things we lean into as winter edges closer. Salt is her sacred ally, a reminder that blessings arrive often in small, quiet forms. As the days grow colder, Mina Koya's gentle healing becomes a welcome companion, guarding our homes, soothing our spirits, and helping us honor the ones who walked before us. Xoloco, a New Mexican all-night festival of dancing and invocation, carries her energy beautifully, a blend of home blessing, ancestor veneration, and weather working. To welcome Mina Koya into your own space, sprinkle salt into a flat pan and strike it once in each room to shake out stagnant energy and invite her protective presence. Dance, chant, sweep, and either keep the salt for charm work or release it down the toilet as a banishing. For weather magic, tie salt in a white cloth and bury it to protect your home and gently influence the skies. That's our goddess today, y'all. Have a good one, Lucky. I hear you. Yeah, the 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom. Yes, go for it, Joram. It sounds good. 3 bedrooms, 1 bath is stressful. We have a 3-bedroom house, 1 bathroom. The cat's litter box is in the bathroom, and then we have the 3 dogs that, oh my God. The number of times I will be sitting here in my office going, I really gotta pee now, but there's somebody in the bathroom. And so I get distracted by something. Don't really realize when they come out of the bathroom. I don't realize it until someone else walks in and I'm like, ah. But you know, oh well. I have decided that the next home I have, I don't care if it's a house, an apartment, or what, I am not going to have only 1 bathroom if there are more than 2 of us living in the house. Nope. So yeah. Hence why I said if there's more than 2, the man behind the curtain says we do just fine if it's just the 2 of us. Hence why I said if it's more than the 2 of us living in the house. I also want to put a nice tall fence up that none of the dogs can launch themselves over so I can just shove them out in the backyard to go do their thing. Yes! All houses should have at least 1.5. I would be fine at least 2 toilets. I would be fine if I didn't have 2 baths or 2 showers or whatever, but we gotta have at least 2 toilets and sinks. This is... And nope, I can't do it. Yeah. Technically my office, we are technically a 2-bedroom because this room is my office. And until we refinanced the last time and discovered that whoever was refinancing it wouldn't count this as a bedroom if it didn't have a closet, so we had to build a closet. There is about 3 feet of wall between the bathroom door and my door. So basically there is enough room for me to hang a shoe bag up. So when somebody dies in my bathroom and comes out, the smell just wafts right into my office. Not dies, but okay. Smells like something crawled up their ass and died. There we go. All right, shall we move on to our little moment of Zen from the Little Book of Zen? All right. Our moment of Zen today is about death poetry. Traditionally, a Zen master would write a poem when he was about to die. Charged with his spirit, the master's poem served both as a summation of life and as a parting gift to inspire his disciples. Some chastised gently. Coming and going, life and death, 1,000 hamlets, 1,000,000 houses. Don't you get the point? Moon in the water, blossom in the sky. Gaizan. Some say a relieved goodbye after a hard life. Finally out of reach, no bondage, no dependency. How calm the ocean, towering the void. Tesho. Some merely shrug. Life as we find it, death too. A parting poem? Why insist? Tahui Tsung Kao. And some exult. 54 years I've hung the sky with stars. Now I leap through. What shattering? Dojin. And that, my friends, is our moment of Zen for today. I just punched the earbud. Dun, dun. I hear you, Mimi. I hear you both on being moody and sleep being out of whack. And that I know things are going to get better for all of us. We just have to wait it out. Wouldn't that be awesome, Andrea? I wish that... Oh, so many things I wish. That is true. If we don't have at least some pain in our lives, we can't genuinely appreciate the joy that we get either. So, but man, I would at least minimize the amount of pain that we all suffer. Don't mind me, I'm checking my groceries. All right, shall we move on and do our closing blessing? Oh, I wasn't. What am I? Oh, yes. Candle out, then closing blessing. At least we're somewhat on the same. Doesn't it? Oh! Yes, closing blessing, then closing the circle works better. Yes. Equilibrium is a must. Yes. Oh. Candle and blessing. That makes sense. Okay, I'm sorry. My brain is just... Fubar. All right, y'all. There. All right, my witchlings, it is time to wrap up the show for today. As we open our circle and extinguish our candle, we extend our eternal gratitude to the ancestors who joined us here today. Plunk. Okay, my loves. Here is today's closing blessing. May you walk from this space with a softer heart and a clearer path. May your routines shift where they need to, and may your spirit feel held by those who walk beside you with honesty and care. May Mina Koya steady your steps, and may the wisdom of fleeting moments remind you to live fully, love boldly, and savor every breath. Blessed be my witchlings, and namaste. And before we go, oops. Before we go, quick reminder that this channel is supported entirely by the Witchling community. There are no corporate sponsors here, just magic and love. So please do the whole like, share, subscribe thing. Okay. All right, my loves, let's go out and spread love, spread joy, and spread kindness. There's already enough darkness and hate. Please, let's try being beacons of hope and light in the dark for those who are lost and stumbling. Tell your loved ones, whether they walk on two legs, fly with wings, curl up on with fur, glide on scales, or tiptoe on tiny paws and claws, that they are absolutely precious to you, because those moments slip away far faster than we expect, and those last goodbyes often come way too soon. And please, if you only take one thing from this, please, always remember that you are loved, you are wanted, you are needed, and you genuinely do have a purpose here, even if you haven't discovered it yet. I was 45 before I figured mine out. I love you guys all to bits. Namaste, Witchlings. Hello, hello, hello. Oh my gosh. I have a wing. Oh, girl. Yep, I see my hair now matches the witch in the logo with her hair sticking out funny. All right, so it's not so much the banks that I want to rant about. It's fucking Social Security, man. Depending on if you have SSI or SSDI, you can only have so much money as a resource and still be able to receive SSI. And it's such a low amount. I mean, you're not even allowed to save up enough for a weekend away. And it just plays into the fact that people who are poor or sick need to look at and don't deserve to have good and nice things in their lives. They don't deserve to enjoy life. I mean, this was an argument that was going on with the food stamp, with the SNAP thing. People show up with their nice nails and their brand new phones, latest model phones, driving a nice car and a designer bag and nice clothes that are designer clothes. And, they're on Snap and people are like, see, they're gaming the system. And I'm going, okay, so full disclosure, we make just a little bit too much to qualify for SNAP benefits. But previously I did qualify for them, and yes, I had nice nails, I had a nice phone, I drove a decent vehicle. You want to know why I have nice nails right now? My kids pay for them. My hair, whether it's red, black, purple, or blue, my kids usually pay for it and help me do it. My phone, we have on a payment plan through our provider. My car, well, when I'm driving a car right now, it's not mine. It's a borrowed vehicle. So if I happen to rock up somewhere with my EBT card and a brand new car with a, temporary plate in the back window, it's not mine because I can't afford to make payments. I am borrowing this from my bonus kid. And people are just, and then the designer purses. Okay, I think it's a $1,200 purse that sits on my bookshelf that, yes, I could carry it, but honestly, it's expensive enough that I'm paranoid to carry it because I don't want it to get damaged. But I won that as a gift or as a prize in something that I signed up for. And I'm just like, people do not need to perform poorness for you. We do not need to perform poverty. We have every right to have nice things. We deserve nice food. I mean, back to the SNAP benefits thing. People complain. I mean, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. People complain if they see you buying good food on SNAP benefits because they can't afford to buy that kind of stuff. But yet when you buy the generic and the processed foods that you can buy more of and make your money go further, they complain about the fact that you're feeding your kids junk food. Exactly, Mimi. I go to Goodwill and I find some really awesome stuff at Goodwill. We found a Prada backpack purse once. I've bought Lucky brand jeans from Goodwill, Tommy Hilfiger. Hell, my favorite designer is Betsy Johnson. Do you know how expensive Betsy Johnson shit is? I buy a Betsy Johnson purse for like $25-30 at Marshall's or Ross or whatnot. Betsy Johnson had a collaboration with Torrid for a while. That's how I have some of my Betsy Johnson clothes. But it's like people don't think about the fact that Goodwill exists or Plato's Closet, which only sells, designer or upper, better quality stuff. But it pisses me off that basically, if you're unable to work, you don't deserve to have a nice, comfortable life and have anything nice. And why? Why don't they? And then the whole fucking, well, if you can't afford shit, then don't buy a cup of coffee every day like you have been, and that'll save you $5 a day. And I'm like, bitch, the people you're talking to don't even buy a coffee a week because they can't afford it. You're saying forego a cup of coffee and put that money into savings? No, it's not happening. And then we have alcohol is a problem. I have to point out to them that according to science, alcohol is a solution. Amen. And then you get the people, and this is one thing, having received child support. Did you know that it is technically illegal for you to use child support to pay your rent or your utilities? And I'm thinking, wouldn't you want your child support to go towards making sure that your child has a roof over their head, food to eat, and, a warm house? Apparently not. Yes. We do not have a super high mortgage on this house. But let's put it this way. My VA, I am sitting at 80% service-connected disabled with the VA. My VA does not even, well, it will cover the mortgage, but that is it. Maybe $50 to $100 more than our mortgage, and that is freaking ridiculous. Oh, $5? It is $5 now. So, how am I supposed to survive on my VA alone? Because I'm 80% service-connected disabled. 80% disabled generally means you're not going to be able to hold down a standard job. Do I get paid enough to survive? Fuck no. And I won't even go into SSI and SSDI benefits. Because as you guys are saying in here, you guys are on disability and can't afford to survive. Most of us on disability benefits, a lot of us, I won't say most of us, a lot of us who are receiving disability benefits, I swear it is deliberately set so that if you receive disability benefits, you cannot qualify for SNAP. I swear they will deliberately set it so that it's just like $5 too much. And I am convinced it is intentional. And it enrages me. Yeah, the system is keeping the poor in a poor life loop. And then, you know what happens? Yes, Will. We need universal basic income. But then you know what happens to those kids in those families that grew up in those food stamp families? They grow up and join the military because the military promises free education, free room, free board, free meals. You've got it. And so they enlist thinking, great, I'm going to be able to go into the military. I'm going to get an education and I'm going to get out. In 20 years, I'm going to retire, and I'm going to have a nice life at that point. Doesn't happen that way. Especially if you're female. We won't go there. We all know my history there. But, and as for Will saying we need UBI, fucking men. That goes to me saying I wish we could go back to the days of artists having patrons who took care of them and allowed them to do nothing but create their art, because we have so many people today complaining about the quality of art being produced today. Well, why haven't we produced any great masters like Leonardo da Vinci and Vincent van Gogh, etc., etc.? Why do we keep getting this shitty art that nobody really wants? And I'm looking at it going, well, when you're forced to create your art in your spare time because you have to work a grueling 9-to-5 job just to be able to pay the rent and feed yourself, you don't have time to create really amazing art anymore. There is a reason that starving artist is a stereotype. And it enrages me. And yeah, as he said in the chat, Social Security says you can't work and then sends you bridge to work pamphlets to get you back to work so they can kick your ass off of Social Security. And then we get the people who are disabled, whose families think they're faking it or exaggerating it. Oh, you could work. Look, if you could do this, you could do a job for 8 hours a day. Not without 4 naps in between those, but I digress. You get people who are disabled and in wheelchairs whose family tell them, oh, you can get up and walk. You're just faking it. You're milking this for attention. Or me, you can't hold down a job because you can't even keep your house clean. How can you expect to work a job and do all of the stuff at home? It's called by getting someone who's an actual partner in life who picks up their half of, the chores and all of that shit instead of just sitting on their ass watching TV or playing video games all day. Oh, and gee, when I ask for that from my partner, you tell them, no, that's her job. So you don't have to do a thing. You just sit there. Oh, the baby needs their diaper changed? Go get mom. Oh, she's in the middle of doing something? Well, she better stop what she's doing and change the baby. This is not him, by the way. This is when my parents lived with us, with me and my ex, or, ugh. Oh, Jiminy Christmas. Yeah. Yep, the UK Unemployment Office puts pressure on you to get to work and doesn't help you get to it. Yes, there is a reason why, even though ADHD can be dealt with without medication, you just have to catch it young and teach the kids how to form their executive functioning, and keep them active enough to burn off the excess energy. Because, well, they want the reason we do schooling the way we do is to just teach our children how to sit still and focus for 8 to 10 hours a day so they can go be good little, worker bees, drones. Yeah, we saw that, John. And I just, oh my, it's so frustrating. And the school worker bee thing also, you have the school to prison pipeline for BIPOC, because studies have shown over and over and over again that African American students, particularly African American boys, are more harshly punished and more often punished for things that their white classmates get ignored for. And I'm just... And they start them early on in school. I mean, I have seen kindergarten boys get suspended and arrested for being a 5-year-old boy. I don't get it. Yes, part of it is the fact that we are now an overly litigious society. We will sue people over anything and everything, but geez, la fucking wheeze. Exactly. If Mimi gets a job, she loses her SSI. Although there's a good chance that a minimum wage job would pay more than the SSI, but still, with the SSI comes the medical, and most minimum wage jobs don't have medical. And that leads us to the insurance thing. And the fucked up Western medical system, especially here in the States. We are literally the only westernized country that does not have single payer medical. We are the only country that fights with insurance companies the way we do. We are also the only westernized country that doesn't have a reasonable maternity or paternity leave for, new parenthood. And that includes adoption and birth. I mean, hell, Kat's manager, the baby was born early, is in the NICU, or at least was. I haven't confirmed yet. But their company did not consider the baby coming early and being in the NICU as worthy of her taking her maternity leave early. She fucking delivered the baby, which is what triggers maternity leave most of the time. But because she had her maternity leave set for 2 or 3 weeks later, her job would not let her start maternity leave after she had the baby. Please explain this to me. I don't understand it. And then I am insanely lucky. I am insanely lucky. I'll get to that in a second, Andrea. That I myself, at one point during my adulthood, did I have to deal with insurance, but it was incredibly good insurance, so I didn't have to fight them about much. Because from the time I was 17 years old, because since I was 18, my medical has been free, except for when I was seeing a civilian doctor while with my partner's insurance. Mimi, those kind of comments are potentially going to get us demonetized and can cause problems for us. While I do not disagree, can we tone the rhetoric down just a smidge bit? I understand why we are all frustrated and infuriated by all of this. And I don't disagree. But unfortunately, getting mad like that, don't be sorry, you're fine. I'm just saying, hey, can we ratchet it down a little bit? Because I understand the rage. I understand the fury. And while blaming someone is great, getting angry and just screaming into the void doesn't help. We need to actually figure out some actionable steps to take. First and foremost is, and I swore I was not going to do this, but first and foremost, when the elections come up next year, vote blue. Straight up. Do not vote for somebody who is not going to vote to replace Chuck Schumer as the leader of the party there. Or Hakeem Jeffries. We need to not vote for the establishment Dems. We need new blood. All the way across the board. We need new blood. AOC is great. The kids are in well, I call them kids, but the younger generation of Congress people are great right now. But we need to root out the establishment. FMLA, Family Medical Leave Act. Basically what it means is if your company has over a certain number of employees and you have worked a certain number of hours in the last year, you can take time off from work and retain your pay, at least most of it, and your job will still be there when you get back if you or someone in your family becomes very ill. Such as Will is out because he had surgery. That is a qualifying reason. You get 12 weeks. Some states are different. But you have, see, the man behind the curtain when he first got sick looked at taking FMLA and got denied because he didn't have enough hours in the last year. He was one shift short. One shift short. Or 1 week short. Jasmine Crockett is pretty awesome. Yes, we need more like Jasmine Crockett and AOC. Yeah, she won't be running for president. I have heard a lot of people really wanting Newsom from California, Gavin Newsom, to run for president and potentially tap Mark Kelly as his VP. I do but don't like this idea, but Gavin Newsom, I can guarantee you, Gavin Newsom runs and a fair number of the LGBTQIA community will not vote. They will not vote for him because of what he is doing and has done to the community in California, particularly the trans community. Now, Mark Kelly runs? Fuck yeah. I will support him wholeheartedly. And I mean, come on, he's got the fucking backstory with the tragedy that'll just do it all. He's a military veteran. He was a pilot. He was an astronaut who commanded the space station for a while. And then his wife, who was a sitting congressperson, was doing a meet and greet with her constituents at a grocery store and was shot in the head while just doing her meet and greet. He took her seat and then advanced, because I think she started out in the House and he took her House seat and is now in the Senate, or the other way around, but still, he's doing, he is the type of person that, most Americans would vote for. I was watching a video from Knitting Cult Lady last night, and she said that when she was in the sandbox for one of her deployments, they had a conversation about the fact that the American public was 40% more concerned with a downed pilot than they were any of the rest of the news. So, the fascist Cheeto has decided to go after a pilot and astronaut. Yeah, he's got a brain in his head. Because, he likes the uneducated, and smart people don't like him. Wonder why. I am trying to not get super political, and I don't like meaning to tell you, or don't like telling you guys who you should or shouldn't vote for, but I am genuinely worried about the state of my country. Yeah, there's no meeting in the middle here. The chancellor said she wanted to grow the economy, but founders say the budget is unlikely to encourage entrepreneurship. Understandable. Our budget right now in the United States is not exactly conducive to entrepreneurship. Ugh, Reagan. Yeah, and the United States is essentially killing all of that so that they can give give more money to billionaires. And then for whatever reason, I don't remember who it was decided that a bunch of degrees that are predominantly female dominated fields and are all mandated reporters have now been declared no longer professional careers, and therefore will not qualify for loan forgiveness or the higher payout educational loans, school loans. So people really won't be pursuing these degrees right now. And this includes physician's assistants, nurses, teachers, physical therapists, occupational therapists, etc., etc., etc. Soft, strong, and thoroughly absorbent. Yes. Yeah. We are, and it really is the world. And it's and I swear a large portion of what is going on globally, I really think that us having elected President Obama is part of it. Because a lot of this is the backlash from the people of this country daring to elect a black man to office. And the reason we have the fascist Cheeto, and I said this the other day and I'll keep saying it, is because he ran against women both times that he ran and won. Because think about it. The first time he ran, he was up against Hillary Clinton, who arguably would have done a good job leading this country. She knows how to play politics. But we couldn't handle the idea of electing a woman. And then the next time he ran, Joe Biden ran against him. Okay, old white guy versus old white guy. Let's pick our poison there. We ended up with old white guy B. And then the next time he goes to run, we start out with old white guy B running against him again. Old white guy B gets convinced to drop out of the race and hands the race over to a black woman. And people are wondering why we ended up with the fascist Cheeto back in office. And I'm like, guys, we are misogynist and racist as fuck. And I'm just like, people. And now, but see, John Starmer is really not a whole lot different than Biden. They have a lot of the same political thoughts or political opinions and ideals. So, I mean, it could be worse. But you guys are getting fed the propaganda that he is dumb, stupid, and awful for your country, when if you stop and think about it, he's a fuck ton better than the battle axe. What was her name? Margaret Thatcher. I mean, come on. That doesn't surprise me. Why am I not surprised they're using Thatcher's name to smear someone? Margaret Thatcher was not, well, I don't know, I didn't live there, but to my understanding, Margaret Thatcher was not as awful as people say. She's a woman. Hence why, yeah, I don't get it. I really don't. And why do we do this to ourselves? I mean, but I have to admit, I am loving what people are saying. If the fascist Cheeto does convince the Supreme Court to let him run again, there is a large contingent of people who are saying, okay. If he runs again, we're running Obama against him. If they don't want to run Mr. Obama against him. Yeah. She, oh no. I know. We wouldn't vote for Michelle anyway because, again, black woman. Yeah. They didn't want her because she's Asian and black. And the thing is, she's technically, yes, she's Asian, but she is South Asian, I think it is. She's Indian. Her mother, I believe, is from India. Her father was black. And that's Jamaican, thank you. And her husband, not only is her husband white, which people would normally love, but he's white and Jewish. So that immediately means he's not trustworthy in a lot of people's eyes, because we're not only racist and misogynistic, but overall, a lot of our country is anti-Semitic. You are not wrong, Irish. Hell, I still have, my brain still tweaks a little bit when reminded that India is in Asia. Or India is in Asia. What were you saying, babe? Oh, yeah. People are still conflating those of us who disagree with Israel's government. There are people who still conflate those of us who disagree with what Israel's government is doing as being anti-Semitic. Now let me explain this. Just because I don't like what the government in Israel is doing does not mean I have an issue with the religion. There you go. Wednesday Addams says Jewish and anti-Zionist. I am not big on the Zionists, and I am rather disappointed in a few celebrities who have come out and shown to be Zionist. My opinion on My opinion on what happened and is happening in Palestine is Israel did to the Palestinians exactly what the white people here in the United States did to the Native Americans. And when some of these Christians are reminded that their Jesus, their hero, their boy was born in what is now modern day Palestine, so Jesus would have been a Jewish Palestinian who was not only not white, but he was as woke and liberal and hippie as you can get, they get a little bit pissed off at you. Yes, Irish, anti-Zionism is not anti-Semitic. It just because we got genocided doesn't mean we get to do a genocide. Yes! Exactly. And yeah, that's true too. And as he's pointing out, we're not even going to go into what has happened worldwide and the number of people who are no longer with us because we cut U.S. aid. There is literally a Holocaust going on because of all of that shit. That's true, Irish. The fact that there is a fucking drink here in the States called that pisses me off. I'm not even going to say the name of that drink because nope. See, I just... I am a veteran of my country's military, and I am one of those who really, really hates the fact that the United States has decided that we have to step in and be the big brother and the protector or the bully to every other country. Exactly, Irish! That's my thoughts! And I just... I remind my viewers to spread love, joy, and kindness for a reason. I am not a pacifist. Thank you, John. I am not a pacifist. I will say that, and I am also not Wiccan. Therefore, I do not abide by either the rule of three or the harm none, do as ye will. My method is do no harm, but take no shit. I will not go out of my way to cause harm to someone until they have gone out of their way to cause harm to someone I care about. My worst warning is a non-threat minded. Pretty much. Okay, so Joram is saying his warning is a non-threat mine. However, if anybody wills me for any dead man, they're going to take their own... Yeah, they're going to get a taste of their own medicine, essentially. When I was at college, I had a sponsorship offer where basically I would have been developing missile guidance systems. No, I couldn't. Yep, Mimi, you tell these people that Jesus is not white and they will go absolutely batshit crazy. And my oldest child looks more like what Jesus would have looked like than most of the pictures we've seen. And the reason the pictures of Jesus we have seen are the way they are is one artist was commissioned to paint a picture of Jesus and used his son as the model. And he was, I think, Italian or Greek. And I just... That's why I really have been, during the whole... The height of the mess and the news about the conflict over there, I was loving the fact that so many people were pointing out that Jesus was born in Palestine. Bethlehem is in modern day Palestine. Are you going to tell me that Jesus was not Palestinian? I hate people. I can imagine that. Ireland's paramilitary situation being absolutely mental. Ridic. Stupid. But man, why? But yeah, I just... people. I don't get it. Yep. Everything has split into groups because of disagreements on treaties. Yep. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. If everything all joined back together, we would be so fucked. Yes. See, that is what's happening here in the States. The fascist Cheeto and his people have figured out that if they can keep the proletariat at each other's throats and keep dividing us and pissing us off at each other so we'll be infighting, the people up above us financially won't. They can get away with anything and everything. Nothing's going to change because the lower classes are going to kill each other off. And then the upper classes are going to celebrate because that means they just get all of the rest of the money. Because we're not going to need it because we're not going to be here anymore. They are intentionally sowing division to keep us infighting because they know damn good and well there are more of us than there are of them. And if we figured that out and banded together and united and took them on, they would lose. This is what happens in a number of abusive families. The particularly narcissistic families. The narcissist will do everything they can to keep their children separated and not develop relationships between themselves because that parent realizes that as soon as those kids figure out that mom or dad is the one causing all of their problems and not each other, they're going to gang up on mom or dad and they're going to win. Same. I have 3 older brothers. I speak to one of them occasionally because my incubator managed to turn the youngest of my brothers the rest of the way against me, or started turning my youngest brother against me, and the oldest brother did it the rest of the way. And so I no longer have a relationship with them, which hurts because the youngest brother and I share a birthday. And yes, they talk about carbon reduction and they want to reduce us. We're the carbon. Yep, I have a rather large chosen family, and I was blessed to marry into a fairly decent family, except my father-in-law. There's only one member of my in-laws that I'm not fond of. But because of the fact I had such a shitty mom, I decided as a teenager I was going to be the mom that I wanted to have. And I have collected the incubator used to laugh about my broken wing syndrome. I would take in all of the little birdlings with broken wings and then heal them and send them off on their merry way. Humans, by the way. That's how I have acquired so many bonus kids. We jokingly refer to it as the Shitty Moms Club. And I have been the mom that they needed. Which I love the fact that they appreciate that, and it gave me the ability to somewhat heal my inner child, but still, I hate the fact that we need it. Yep, he wants to take us back to when white men were, the norm. Yep, they could not Daniela Mestianek Young, I think I mispronounced her maiden name, but Knitting Cult Lady has said repeatedly on her channel. Mind you, for those of you who don't know her, there's a couple of newbies here. Daniela is a survivor of the Children of God cult and former Army intelligence officer. She has said repeatedly, there is no army in the world big enough to invade the United States, and that includes the United States Army, because we have guns or people. Yeah, we have 2 million active duty people, 400 million guns, and only 150 million people in this country. No, that's New York City. Yeah, adults. But there are more guns than There are more guns than people who can own guns in this country. There we go. But it's freaking ridiculous. I swear I heard him purring. Where is he? I'm losing my shit. But yeah, just went no contact with narc mom, brother. Yup, sounds about like me. Oh, hello, cold pendant. Humans are about 18.5% carbon. Yup. I am frustrated. And on top of all of this, we're coming into my worst part of the year. I despise the holiday season because of the fact my birthday is at New Year's. Not going to go into that whole drama. I've told it enough times, but why can't people just be nice to each other? Why? Why do we have to go out and deliberately antagonize and injure each other? I don't get it. And yes, why can't we all just get along is kind of what I'm thinking here, but jeez the fucking wheeze. People suck. The more people I meet, the more I like my dog. I know, I just can't remember where that quote is from. I know it's Rodney King, that's right. God. I don't get it. I do not understand why we treat each other this way. Oh, I'm sorry, Will. And yeah, oh my God. And I from you being in here, I'm guessing you're another blue dot down there. And that is a very red area. Oh my God. Trying to figure out how to word this without outing anybody. Okay. So the UCC incident about 10 years ago. One of the victims was the child of one of our classmates who I had been close to. So we drove down. And mind you, we had driven down to Oregon a few times. We'd gone to Eugene quite a few times at that point. But the man behind the curtain had not really gone further south than Eugene in a while. And so we don't usually have problems with people being assholes on the road between here and Eugene. We got to Rice Hill, just south of Rice Hill. And the amount of road rage and asshole drivers was ridiculous. And I'm like, oh yeah, huh? We are in that kind of country again. And I the more I think about it, the more I really do think it's a red versus blue, but not the famous kind of red versus blue. And yeah, since your mom passed, I can see that. For us, it was after losing my dad. I was low contact with the trolls. My parents, sorry. I was low contact with the trolls for about a year before my dad passed. After we lost dad, I went very, very, very low contact with the incubator. The only reason I maintained any kind of contact was my oldest child was living in the house. So, yeah. And then the man behind the curtain and I were at the drag strip in Bremerton because he was racing that weekend. We wake up and check our phones, and we both have a message from the oldest. I checked my message and I hear, Mom, I think Grammy in her sleep because I went to wake her up and she's cold. And me, I did exactly what I had said for years I was going to do when I got that. Ding dong, the fucking bitch is dead. Poor man behind the curtain is just staring at me agog because he has a very good mother. And, yeah. I have never been so happy. It's been 6 years of peace and quiet. Very earliest stages of no contact. Yup. Beware the flying monkeys. That's going to teach you who all else you need to block and get the fluff away from. Be prepared for, the... No. The extinction burst. You're going to get a whole lot of attention. Now that you've put that boundary in place, they're going to try and hoover you back in hardcore and go for the extinction burst. And then it'll level off. It's chaos. Not having flying monkeys, is that maybe? You got this, kid. I'm going to say kid because I'm thinking you're younger than I am, but you got this. I will say that this stream is a safe place for you. You are always welcome here. Okay. Hi, Mike. I'm doing pretty good here. John, flying monkeys. Think of The Wizard of Oz, okay? You know how the Wicked Witch of the West has her flying monkeys that she sends to gather intelligence, etc., etc., etc.? That's what these flying monkeys are. They're people who are gathering intelligence and bringing information back to the person you've gone no contact with. It is strictly a Wizard of Oz reference. I have heard some people pitch fits over referring to someone who is black as a flying monkey because of the racist connotations of calling a black person a monkey. And I'm like, race has nothing to do with it here. Just saying. But referring to them as flying monkeys, to me, originated from Reddit's Just No Mother-in-Law subreddit. That's also where we got the Don't Rock the Boat or the Rock the Boat essay that I read you guys the other day. Trust me, if you have toxic family, I cannot recommend Just No Mother-in-Law enough because everyone in that sub has someone in their immediate family, typically their mothers-in-law, who are that monstrous. That would be my, and yet raised by narcissists. That's another one. They have a lot of crossover. I'm in that one as well. And yes, they use the flying monkeys too. Yep. They are. Whereas Just No Mother-in-Law, they can be a little bitchy in there. Yeah, as he's pointing out, if I spend too much time in either of those subs, I tend to pick up more of my mother's least preferable habits. Yep. Why do people believe their own lies? To put it into therapist speak, it's because that is their reality. They have rewritten reality so much in their own mind that is what they actually think is going on or did happen. Now, when you get the people who will gaslight you, 99 times out of 100, they have not entirely rewritten it. They are aware that they are convincing you otherwise. But yeah, such as, I'm trying to remember, because my cousin and I have had this conversation about my mother. Part of the reason she and I butted heads so badly is I lived in reality and she didn't. And her reality was that I, as a teenage girl, was an extension of her. Anything and everything I did reflected on her, not me as a person, her. So anytime I did something really awesome and really good, she could take credit for raising such a good kid. And when I did something fucked up, well, then I must be punished because it reflected badly on her because she didn't teach me better. She had no concept of me having my own free. Wow. She had no concept of me having my own free will, which is exactly why about 17 years ago, she looked me in the face and asked me if I chose my religion just to piss her off. Holy shit, I just made that connection. Because me setting my feet onto the path that I did because it was what felt right for me did not register at all. Because had I not bitten my tongue and asked her, do you honestly think my life revolves around you that much? She would have said yes. Holy shit. She genuinely did think that. Wow. Sorry. They won't necessarily have a fit if shown reality. They will argue with you. They are definitely on the run from themselves. Yes, total invalidation of my authentic self always. Yes. My incubator had this version of me in her head that when real me deviated from that, the cognitive dissonance, she couldn't handle it, and so she would force me back into the role that she saw me in the mold. Thank you. And I just, y'all are doing more for me than 25 years of therapy have at times. I'm just saying. Exactly. Yes. Yes. Thank you, John. I apologize if I had not actually told you that. I am grateful for the topic change right now. We may have. So John is saying John is a Catholic tarot reader. And there is a conversation that goes on regularly because, hi, I am a witch. I practice witchcraft, but I am also a practicing pagan. You're good, Wednesday. You are just fine. I would have gotten there myself anyway. Trust me, this is one of my frequent rants. But, so, witchcraft is the practice of, is the magical practice. The reading of the cards, the reading of the tarot reading, the oracle reading, the pendulums, the spells, the hexes, all of that shit. That is witchcraft. And yes, you can call yourself a witch if you do those things. Now, as a practicing pagan, that is the religious aspect as opposed to the energetic aspect. Hey, Ethan, thank you for joining. I'm not, Insta. Oh, on Kick. Hello. We have someone watching on Kick. Real quick, I do not see the Kick comments of that. The man behind the curtain is monitoring that, so if you say something, he will let me know. I apologize. All right. But, so you have the energetic aspect of witchcraft being the magical practice, and then you get the pagans, the religious side. Now, most people hear witches and they think Wiccan. Wicca is the Roman Catholicism of the pagan world. It's the high magic, it's the concert, it's the always doing rituals, the setting of the circle, the calling of the quarters, all of that high ritual stuff. All fine, all good for those of you who have the patience and the desire for it. But, thank you, Wednesday. But Wicca is not the only group that is allowed to say they're a witch. Come here, you furry little bastard. All right, come here. I'll go get you. Good boy. There you go. Sorry, he was yelling. So you have many different flavors of paganism. You have the Wiccans, you have the eclectic pagans, you have the Norse pagans. I mean, there is so many flavors of pagans these days. And all of them are also entitled to call themselves witches. What are you doing? Give me the foot. Give me the foot. There you go. Yep, it's a fuzz butt. Oh, God, can you hear him? Purr, purr, purr. He has the loudest motor. He usually knows when Mom's getting on a good rant and he needs to come interrupt. Thank you, fuzzy butt. Exactly. Whereas the other side of being a witch is the religious practices. Yep. Which makes it accessible to people from diverse spiritual backgrounds. As long as someone approaches witchcraft with an open heart and mind, they can incorporate its principles and practices into their existing beliefs. Yes, exactly. And you will get some, such as Annie, the grumpy old crone. She takes issue with people saying they are Christian witches. But I think she's one that looks at the magical practice and the religious side as being kind of the same thing. And then there's the fact that, the Bible speaks against witches. But there is a verse in the Bible that says, "Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live." However, I am pretty sure that came from one of the many mistranslations, deliberate mistranslations, from King James, I think it is, or one of the earliers. But the Bible itself is full of spells and magical shit. I mean, come on. They go and consult with oracles. They go and they consult with oracles in the Bible. That's true. There is also a magical ritual in the Bible. It's in Numbers. We cannot remember the exact book and verse, but there is a ritual in Numbers to induce an abortion in an unfaithful wife. So, just saying. Yeah. Well, hell, what did the three wise men, what did the Magi, and we call them what? The Magi? What gifts did the Magi bring the newborn baby? They brought him frankincense, gold, and myrrh. Frankincense and myrrh have been used in magical ways since the dawn of time. They have had esoteric properties and that's not the word I'm looking for, metaphysical properties, and have been known for their metaphysical properties since the earliest of days. And that those metaphysical properties, those metaphysical properties were the reason they were being brought as gifts for the king, for the newborn king. So please explain to me how Christianity has a thing against magic. Sweetheart, please quit digging the murder mittens into my knee. I love you. Oh, hey, look at that. I have been ranting for 2 hours. Well, we are now 15 minutes past our 2 hours. How cool is that? With that note, my darlings, my dears, I do have some things that I have to get accomplished around the house before tomorrow. Elsewise, I would sit here and chat with you some more. And apparently somebody really wants his ears scratched. So I am going to, go check out my link tree here, which sends you to all of my socials, my shop, and other fun stuff's there. And then check out my websites, dietheyogawitch.com and yogawithdylin.com, and my shop at dietheyogawitch.shop. We don't have a banner for that yet. We're getting there. Check out the Patreon. I gotta get that updated today. It will be updated. We have Patreon, Substack, all of that shit. So please go check it all out. Connect with me anywhere you can find me. I love talking to you guys so much. Do the whole like, share, and subscribe thing. And then please, my darlings, my dears, my lovely witchlings, go out there and spread love, joy, and kindness. Oh, John, we never mind you sharing your thoughts. You are awesome. All right, y'all, let's go out and spread love, joy, and kindness, because there's so much hate and discontent out there. Please let us spread love and joy and be a beacon of hope and light. And then make sure your loved ones know you love them. We do not know how long we have, and trust me, that last goodbye is never fun. And if you take one thing and one thing only away from this, please, always, always, always remember, you are loved. You are wanted, you are needed, and you genuinely do have a purpose here, even if you haven't figured it out yet. I love you guys to bits, and I will see you tomorrow. Namaste, Witchlings.